You know, sometimes you don't really see the storm coming until you're already in the eye of it. That's how it was for Daniel Carter when he saw his father Thomas being humiliated. It was an ordinary day, but everything changed the moment they stepped into the Whitmore Country Club, a place that was supposed to represent opportunity, but turned out to be a battleground of pride and prejudice. Imagine walking into a luxurious club, one where everything is designed to impress. The chandeliers, the polished floors, the air thick with the scent of affluence. And you walk in dressed in a suit that isn't tailored to perfection, but it's clean, it's respectable. That was Thomas Carter, a hardworking public accountant who believed he was there for a simple business lunch with hopes of closing a big deal worth over $1 billion. He just didn't realize he was about to become a pawn in a cruel game. As they approached the front desk, the receptionist barely glanced up, her voice dripping with condescension as she asked, "Are you with the staff?" "Yeah." I can still feel the heat rising from the recollection. She looked right through him, judging him before he even had a chance to introduce himself. And before he could gather himself, there was Victoria Whitmore, the matriarch of the Whitmore family, this powerful billionaire clan who seemed to think their wealth gave them a free pass to belittle anyone they saw fit. There she stood smirking as if she had just sipped from the cup of superiority that had been poured for her since birth. "Do you even know where the restroom is, dear?" She mocked, her laughter echoing through the room, like a cruel melody. And there was Thomas' fragile dignity on full display, shifting awkwardly as guests smirked in unison. The laughter felt like a slap across the face. It was infuriating, so humiliating. Now let's pause here, just to paint you a picture of who Thomas really was. A man who worked nights balancing books while dreaming of building a better life for his family. A man who had defied the odds, quietly enduring ridicule for all his life. Every late night, every sacrifice was for his son Daniel. And here he was being made to feel like nothing more than a servant, all his hard work stripped away in that instant. Meanwhile, Daniel stood at the back feeling the flames of anger and humiliation ignite within him. As he watched this unfold, memories flooded back of his father picking him up from school, of the values he instilled in him, of the sacrifices that sometimes felt invisible. That scene at the club, it brought a swell of emotions, pride in his father's resilience, yes, but above all, a burning desire to defend him. In the midst of the laughter, Daniel stepped forward. "You may want to watch how you treat people," he said, steady but firm. The room fell quiet, the tension palpable. "My father is a man of dignity and integrity, something I'm uncertain you'd ever understand." There it was, a stand against the fire, a moment of defiance that shook the air. He was done letting his father be trampled by the whims of privilege. But here's the thing, it didn't stop there. After the lunch, Daniel was seething. They had just disrespected the very backbone of who he had become. This wasn't just about a business deal anymore. It was personal. When he left that club, he vowed he would not give them what they wanted, that billion-dollar merger, now a symbol of defeat he couldn't bear to accept. Little did the Whitmores know that their ignorance would cost them dearly. With newfound clarity, Daniel called in his lawyer, Natasha. The investigation began, and as she dug deeper into the Whitmore family's practices, it was like peeling back layers of an onion, each layer revealing unethical dealings, a pattern of racial discrimination woven through their business fabric. The kind of information that once exposed could unravel a family built on arrogance. Meanwhile, Victoria and Richard Whitmore celebrated what they thought was a secure deal, their laughter echoing through the walls of their lavish home. They underestimated Daniel, laughed him off as a fledgling CEO riding on the coattails of his father. But what they didn't realize was that Daniel was not just a sharp mind in business, he was fueled by purpose and a thirst for justice that few could appreciate. As the pieces fell into place, Daniel plotted his next move. He wasn't just going to walk away, he would confront them, make them eat their words literally. So he returned to the Whitmore Country Club, and boy did he have a surprise for them. Armed with evidence of discrimination, Daniel entered that room, confidence radiating from him and the press trailing behind like eager hounds. The look on their faces was priceless. They went from smug to panic in mere seconds. "I've come to discuss a new proposal," Daniel said, his voice steady. "Carter Logistics will buy Whitmore Industries' assets at a fraction of their worth. Or we can air this dirty laundry for the world to see." Everyone held their breath. The Whitmores were backed into a corner, and Daniel could see the cogs turning in their minds, knowing they had underestimated the stakes and the man before them. With Brad Whitmore, the Orange finally feeling the weight of familial expectations, he took a step down, overriding his parents' arrogance for the sake of business survival. Now fast forward through the fallout, as the scandal aimed its heat at the Whitmore family, they were left scrambling. The once unyielding patriarchs diminished their arrogance, shattered beyond repair. Where there was once a place of wealth and exclusivity, a transformation began. A shining new Carter Community Center took the place of the country club, an initiative that focused on empowering the very youth who deserved more than what society offered them. And in the aftermath, Daniel's company rose like a phoenix post-scandal. He wasn't just associated with the Carlyle legacy anymore. He was now recognized for ethical leadership, a beacon of hope for inclusivity, his father's story becoming a tale of triumph over humiliation. As for Victoria, the refusal to apologize kept her from reclaiming her former position within the community. She became a ghost of her former self, relegated to the shadows of social gatherings. What Daniel learned was profound. It's not just the defeat of those who underestimate you, it's about creating lasting change. The battle he fought wasn't just for himself or against discrimination. It was about creating a world where dignity is inherent to every human being. So what do you think, folks? In a world where we see privilege and prejudice collide, how do we fight back? Have you ever faced a moment like Daniel's when the stakes felt personal? Let's talk about your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more stories that shine a light on resilience and the power of standing up for what is right. Your voice and experiences matter, so let's keep the conversation going.